r/AskReddit by Reddify. Skeptics of Reddit, what is the one conspiracy theory that you believe to be true? There is absolutely no reason for contact cases to be as large as they are except to increase the amount of saline solution needed to cover your contact lenses. Big saline companies are out to get us. Edit. Holy hit. I get it. Saline and multipurpose solution are different. I'm 42. I wear contacts. Both my kids wear contacts. This has never crossed my mind. George is getting angry. Serenity now. Salinity now. Getting salty in here. That the BBC brought on Chris Evans to host the new Top Gear knowing full well that everyone would hate him. Then, once they replaced him with someone better for the next season, people would compare the new host to Chris Evans and not Jeremy Clarkson. So people would like the new Top Gear more. This is similar to the new Coke conspiracy theory. The theory is that Coca-Cola wanted to change from sugar to corn syrup to increase profits, but knew there was a slight taste difference people would notice and reject. To hide this, they introduced an even more different formula, New Coke, and while it entered the market, they were able to flush the original sugar-based Coke from the pipeline. People rejected New Coke, as they expected, which gave them the opportunity to listen to their customers and reintroduce Coke Classic, now made with corn syrup. Customers rejoiced at having their original flavor back, not noticing it was now slightly different than before. Coca-Cola also got a large amount of publicity out of all of this, and helped cement affinity for the brand. Mexican Coke is the best Coke. Not sure if either way, you're probably right. We know very well what he was talking about. The cool refreshing taste of Coca-Cola made with real Mexican cane sugar. That Michael Jordan was suspended by the NBA for gambling, and they covered it up as his baseball era. The NBA had too much to lose tarnishing Jordan's name. I thought he just went to play basketball with animals against aliens to save the world. Welcome to the Space Jam. It's your chance to your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. Come on and slam. And welcome to the jam. Now lady eyes. Turn it up. Now fellas. Turn it up. Guys, I don't want to sound like I'm sitting here wearing a tinfoil hat or anything, but I think O.J. Simpson killed those people. That is preposterous. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. You won't do the time. If you can make a catchy rhyme, you're not to blame if the words sound the same. Conspiracy theorists and anti-conspiracy theorists both think of themselves as skeptics, so this thread proves this conspiracy is correct. Beyonce was never really pregnant with Blue Ivy in 2011. Beyonce is highly controlling of her public image and is more than capable of pulling this off. Beyonce's pregnant belly inflated and deflated throughout each pregnancy. In one interview her pregnant belly appears to collapse. In interviews she would mess up and say inconsistent due dates, not messing up by a few days, but by a month. Despite being one of the most talked about celebrity pregnancies, there is no leaked information about the birth. During the birth, we know Beyonce and Jay sectioned off an entire wing of Lenox Hill Hospital. I can see wanting some privacy, but what were they hiding, that they had to shut off a whole wing? Theory: Beyonce's career is highly dependent on her body and keeping it tight, or they might have fertility issues. Bey and Jay paid a surrogate to carry their baby, then shut down a whole wing of the hospital so no one would know Beyonce never gave birth and wouldn't see the surrogate. No photos were released of Bey shortly after the pregnancy because people would have been able to tell she hadn't just been pregnant. This got me looking so crazy right now. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was a key part of Clinton's 2008 campaign. Tim Kaine was the chairman of the DNC before Schultz. Clinton offered Kaine the position of VP if he stepped down, and recommended Schultz as his replacement. He stepped down. Schultz became the chairman of the DNC after a short period. She proceeded to do everything in her power to rig the elections so that Clinton got the nomination. Clinton's VP nominee is Tim Kaine. This actually makes sense. Yep. This is how politics has worked here for 200 plus years. On both sides of the aisle. Not really a conspiracy if the entire populace is fully aware of it. Nobody gets elected to a higher office without a support network of traded favor and endorsement. Poor Bernie. I feel bad for him. being beaten down by a system which was against him from the start, and then having to come out and endorse the leader of that system. It's even worse that Clinton is the best viable option. Can't we just raise FDR from the dead and install him as dictator for life? He didn't have to endorse Clinton. He could have made no endorsement. He could have ran as an independent. He could have endorsed Stein. He could have done anything. He chose to endorse Hillary, and that makes me even more sad for him. Edit. Wow. Look at the number of people saying Bernie played it smart by bending his principles just a little in order to get into a better position. You're proving my point. We loved Bernie because he didn't do that. What I think he should have done with his momentum was laid the groundwork for a third party to be formed. They may have even decided not to run a presidential candidate in this election. I don't think a Clinton presidency is going to be anything good to anyone. I think a Trump presidency would have been a short disaster. How long before he gets impeached? Really? But I digress. My original point is that Bernie wasn't forced to do anything. Bernie chose to do what he is doing. He chose to endorse Hillary because he knew that if she loses, he gets President Trump. One doesn't have to like Hillary at all to prefer her over the complete train wreck of dishonesty and failure that is Donald Trump. Hot dogs are sold in packs of 12. Hot dog buns are sold in packs of 8. If you want enough hot dogs to go with buns and vice versa, you have to buy 2 packs of hot dogs and 3 packs of buns. Otherwise you're left with some useless leftovers. I'm on to you. Hot dog mafia. Edit. Different regions, different brands, and different countries package hot dogs in different quantities. In various places you might find them in packages of 5, 6, 8, 10, or 12, or any/all of those. That doesn't mean the entire world gets them packaged the same way. One of the greatest scenes in Father of the Bride is when George explains the annoyance of this whilst removing the superfluous buns. Always cracks me up. What a coincidence. Superfluous Buns happens to be my rapper name. It's very possible that we shot down Flight 93. I was in the Air Force from 08-14 as a crew chief. During I met multiple people that were stationed at Langley AFB and DC that said we definitely scrambled F-16s that day from that base. And some of them came back with less armament than they took off with. It's horrible to think we would do this, but it does make sense. 2 planes have hit the towers, 1 on the Pentagon, and now you got a plane that is not responding to any callbacks. What do you do? Again, it's horrible, but in my opinion that plane has got to come down. If all this is true though, the skeptic in me is surprised the length at which the government has gone with the stories of cell phone calls, heroics, the movie and such. New line. Edit. I understand Langley is not geographically located in DC, but given its vicinity and importance, the district is commonly used as its reference point. Langley is commonly referred to as the tip of the sphere, and most of the Air Force's Central Intelligence is based there. Edit 2. As I said, I am, for the most part, a skeptic of the possibility of this. That is what I believe are called for. I'm just saying of all the conspiracies out there, this is one I'm not as quick to dismiss, due to personal references that I have encountered. While I do currently own tinfoil in my household, none of which are in any form of headgear. Edit 3. I want to thank everyone concerned about my well-being and safety, and would like to confirm I've had no run-ins with any secret government agencies as of yet. I will keep you posted. My personal level of concern may rise given how this Trump thing plays out. Fellow Af guy here. The debris field was 30 miles long. We definitely shot that bitch down. I've heard similar stories through the grapevine. Edit. I'm just a random guy on the internet with anecdotes. But the 30-mile figure was given to me by PA National Guard folks who worked on the cleanup and recovery effort. A cursory look at Wikipedia does not seem to support that figure. There's another reason I think it's totally feasible. The US government conspiring to organize 9/11 would have taken hundreds, if not thousands of those sworn to protect this country good people to participate in the murder of innocent Americans, and then keep quiet for 15 years. Unlikely to me. Shooting down that plane? Only a couple people really need to know. The pilot can live with himself knowing that those people were dead regardless, and he's a hero for saving the Capitol building. Those who know will protect him, because they know it was the absolutely the right thing to do. Totally believable. Exactly. 9/11 is one of those rare theories where there is a diet option, so to speak. Hardcore truthers will tell you about the third building, the lack of debris and security footage at the Pentagon, then top it off with bombs at the base of the towers. Believable until you consider how many people it would take to keep such a dark secret. Diet truth there is that the top echelon of the intelligence community knew the Saudi-funded group was planning this attack and did nothing to stop it, so that we could gain a free license to attack whenever, wherever. The War Powers Act, Patriot Act and subsequent NDAs seem to indicate this. We needed an enemy and they saw an opportunity to begin waging an endless war against an idea. Soccer will never be popular in America because the broadcasters have no desire to create demand for it. It's essentially 45 minutes of commercial-free programming. Who wants that? Success of football and baseball is directly linked to their built-in ability to have breaks for commercials. Air those games all the time. The advertisers have chosen America's interest, and it is impossible to change without broadcast support. Similar reason no one wants to promote hockey in America, because it really doesn't lend itself to broadcast advertising. That's kinda not right about hockey. Ads are a pain in the ass when you watch it in Canada. Make sure to like and subscribe so we can watch together.